going to go over the amortization calculator. I got Visual Studio 2013. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Okay, and then it's going to load its components. Now I've got to go to New Project. It's set on Visual C++ or C Sharp. I'm just going to choose other languages. Close this one and choose C++, Win32, and console application. And then on projects, I'm going to create C++. I think the class is called CPSC 3145. And this is going to be Amortization Calculator. Next, choose an empty project. You can uncheck the security stuff and then just press finish. Okay, so now that's done, and then I'm going to add some files. So under CPP, I'm going to add amortization.cpp, or you can just put in, you can just do it like this. Just make sure that's highlighted first, and then you go amortization main, and it'll still make it CPP. And then for headers, just choose the header file and amortization.h. So for the header file, we start out if not defined, amortization define amortization underscore h, and then end if. That completes our block. Oh, and there's not any line numbers, so I'm going to go to Tools, Options, and in Text Editor, I'm going to go to Visual C++ in general and just put in line numbers so I can actually see the line numbers. Because it's helpful when you get, errors on your debugging to know which line number it is. So now I'm just going to go class amortization. And look at that, 2013 actually completes the public, private. My private ones are going to be it's going to be double P for principal, double I for interest, and double N for periods. And now on my amortization, I'm just going to copy and paste this, and that's my default constructor. Then now I'm going to put in double P double. You can do it this way. Double because we're just doing it like this. We're not implementing it in this file. But the problem is that when you call it from the main, it's just going to say double. So we want to actually see which one is the P, which one is the I, and which one is the N. So we put them in the right ones. And then we're going to have this thing that says a method that get payment. Okay. So now our class is completed. So now we're going to go over here to our CPP file. And I actually like to usually my header's over here, my implementation over here, and my execution over here. So now I'm just going to go include IOStream, include amortization. I'm just going to go down to it and then press enter so it enters it. And then using namespace std. And then now to call anything from the implementation from this file, you first go, you always go amortization ::, and then that's our constructor. Okay, I'm noticing that in Visual Studio 2013, as soon as I hit the left arrow, the right one appears. In all the previous Visual Studios, that's never been like that. But, you know, it should be like that, because if I go to Sublime Text over here, and I want to, like, create a method that says, like, you know, void message or something like that, as soon as I, you know, hit just the left parenthesis, it creates the right one. As soon as I hit the left curly brace, it creates the right one. So let's see in Visual Studio, if I hit the left, yeah, look at that. It's now doing what every other browser does. So that's good. Or not browser, but text editor. So now I'm just going to initialize, you know, these were already declared right over here. So they're declared, so now I have to initialize them. So I do not want to go like this, double P, because I'm re-declaring it. I don't want to go like double P, because even though I'm declaring a new one, because this is a capital P, this is a small p, so that means that I'm declaring a new one, because C++ is type sensitive. If I went like this, I'd be redeclaring it. Over here, I'd be declaring a new one. I don't want to, you know, I just want to initialize, so I don't want to declare. So I just want to go P equals, you know, let's say, 150,000. Let's say I equals 4.5 and n equals 360. So this is my default constructor. Constructor implementation. Okay, and this is my default constructor. I would say, you know, you can say declaration, or call it prototyping. You know, basically it's kind of the same thing over here. You're declaring it. Now over here, you're initializing it. Same thing with the actual method. You're declaring it right here, and then over here, you're actually initializing. So now let's set the other constructor. This one is the one that takes in arguments. And then that would be the big P, which is what we have over here, gets set. So that goes on the left. So all this stuff over here goes on the right. The stuff we want to set right here goes on the left. Just remember, anytime in programming languages, the thing that you're setting always goes on the left. So now we just go I equals I, and n equals n. Okay. And then now we can go double, oops, amortization, get payments. Okay. Oops. Okay, so this is where the algorithm comes in. All right, so how does that algorithm work? I got some notes right over here. All right, so we go I equals I divided by 1200, and then I go double power part equals, I should mention that the actual algorithm for amortization looks like this. Payment equals principal, and I'm going to get a little mathy with these things. So it's going to be I times quantity 1 plus I quantity to the n power divided by actually it's that right over there. Okay, so it's that part right over there divided by 1 plus I quantity to the n power minus 1. Okay, so that's the actual program, or the actual algorithm. So how we can do this is this part right over here is the power part. So we have to actually include CMath. Okay, so the power part is going to be POW, and then it's going to be basically I want it like this. I want it like that, and then I want 1 plus I, and then I'm raising it to the n power. So inside, this is the base, which is this right over here, and then this is the exponent, which is this right over here. So essentially, if we look at this thing right over here, we can then replace this this is typing weird. I don't like this. I don't know if this is in Visual Studio. I wanted to just replace this, but it's deleting, and I don't know why. Anyway, this portion right over here, if I do this again, like that, yeah, that's how it should be. So this looks a little more program-like, you know. So now we could actually write like let's say payment double payment, because we have to declare it, equals this. But we can't really write it like that. We have to go P, because we can't use these little math things right over here, because that's more like, that's an array type thing with C++. Actually, not with C++, with C++, an array. So it's going to be like I gotta fix this cursor. I don't like how it's blocky like that. Some people like that. I don't like it. And plus, I don't know why, but it's deleting every single thing. I gotta find out how to fix this, because I just put in like this, and then I like to then go back and insert you know, something, and when I then start typing, you know, like it all of a sudden deletes. It starts deleting things, and it's definitely because of Visual Studio, so I don't like it. I'm gonna have to change it. I times power part divided by power part minus 1. And then we should put in, this is not working. I don't know why because in programming you have to then be able to input things at certain lines. I don't know, let me figure this out. I'm going to pause the video.